I think, let's say, the direct agreements and talks between Hamas and the U.S. administration, I think that there is a tangible progress in the U.S. administration, and let me also add that the U.S. administration to send its envoy to the Middle East regarding the Egyptian plan that has something positive features. According to the U.S. information and not Arab resources. So this matters goes in the directions and in the way of the achievement and the implementation of the deal. And the U.S. administration might pressure Netanyahu and his government in the upcoming period. The issue he and hence would be focusing on the reconstruction and the donors. And I think there is some sort of a change in the U.S. administration regarding Trump's proposals and his initiative, which includes the displacement of the Palestinian people and make Gaza as a Riviera or buying Gaza and sell it once again. I think up till this moment, there is a change that envoy in the Middle East. Therefore, if we look at the matters in the Gaza Strip, and I think Benjamin Netanyahu, up till this moment, does not wish to execute the deal, and also is not intended to go back to the war once again. As we know that his political fate is relying in the resumption of the war. If the deal was executed and a full withdrawal of from Gaza, it will be the last day of Netanyahu's in the cabinet. The second point is how would he Benjamin Netanyahu to convince the U.S. and to continue the maneuvering in controlling the West Bank. So the issue isn't related to the Gaza or the clashes with the Hamas, but we wish to go to some point for the West Bank to continue the war and the negotiations in the Gaza Strip in parallel, meaning that the matter is related to what Benjamin Netanyahu is doing and his extremist government through 2 points: displacement of the Palestinian, the reshaping of or holding or giving some lands to the Jewish settlers in the West Bank to establish the Judah and Samira, which is a state announced by Benjamin Netanyahu lately by protecting the establishment of the Palestinian state under the sovereignty of extremist and Jewish control.
But Al-Darawi, given the ICC's recent war crimes accusations, what do you think could be the impact of this on Israel's international standing, and what could be the Israeli retaliation?
I think that the international trials with against Israel, they are unfortunately are in just in the place, in its place. And if we see that they are effective trials or resolutions, and the United States will use the veto. So therefore, all the international establishment issued by the United Nations sponsored by the United States, but unfortunately the U.S. administration never condemned Israel. This is one matter. And the second matter is the international human rights are far away of the Arab rights. Is related or to Israel, meaning the human rights in Gaza, the rights of women and children. We have around 20,000 child were killed, and elderly people with women. These statistics of the administration to issue a statement condemning Israel. Even these international conventions and institutions were established under the supervision of Israel. So if we are talking about, if anything, it is from the Israeli side, it is far from the human rights, even though the unfortunately, what's happening to the hunger space of the Gaza Strip, we never heard any condemnation of from the U.S. administration, along with the genocide, and not even from the international law, because it is crippled as controlled by the U.S. administration, using the right of veto. Therefore, I think that such condemnation, if they were issued to Israel will care about it. We've seen once more when Livni was in prison, and there were some sort of demands to hold her accountable and to get arrested from the ICC, and she ran away from the back door there in the hotel she was staying in. And following that, she went back in Britain with a different name and different passport. And this is what's happening also upon the condemnations directed to them.
Right,
If
Mr.
this
Darawi, Mr. Darawi, let me here take how you took Hamas as reported readiness to relinquish control of Gaza, and what could this mean for any future negotiations?
I think the process about the negotiation that took place between Hamas delegations that are here in Cairo, and it's not only this time, but through several times that Cairo made a large scale negotiation with Hamas following the first day in war, and she offered flexibility, but in the first point that she's not going to contribute and to succeed the process of the negotiations through the Societal Support Committee formed by Egypt. And these matters, I think that Hamas have agreed upon, but there is a sticky point regarding what Hamas agreed upon and what is being demanded by the mediators, included the U.S. administration. But Netanyahu is always creating pretexts as wishing displacement of the leaders of Hamas, and this point is a very sticky point, and I think that Hamas movement, along with the mediators, see that the establishment of the Palestinian state is meaning the cancellation of the dematerialization of the Hamas and the Palestinian armed groups.